currently visiting family in the US. You all know his son-in-law Anant and daughter Annapurna, who are well known in our community. He has Dr. Prabhakar has addressed Gita sessions in the past and spoken on topics related to Bhagavad Gita to various local groups as well, including Sanskrit Bharati and Havan. Dr. Prabhakar is the director of Veda Adhyayanam Kendra, Bangalore, and president at World Association for Vedic Studies, WAVES, USA, India branch, Bangalore chapter, and professor of Vedas at the Hindu University of America, Florida. Prabhakarji would be delivering this, I understand, from Chicago, where he is with one of his daughters there. He would be speaking on a wide range of topics on the guidance delivered by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. So just like we talked about Sankhya Yoga earlier, the second chapter of Gita, which actually encapsulates a lot of what is spoken or discussed in Gita from there on, and even our discourse would be on a similar topic or similar theme. So welcome Prabhakarji, and please enlighten us with your knowledge.
Thank you very much, sir, for all of you. Welcome and namaste. It is a great opportunity given to me, and it is a wonderful occasion when so many people are contributing for the enhancement and continuation of the activity of the Gita Mandal since a very long time. And so many discourses have been on the platform of Gita Mandali, and still Gita remains a search point. So many topics are there, so much is there, and years on we have thoughts flowing upon Bhagavad Gita, but they are never exhausted. That is the important source or strength and content of the great teaching by Bhagavan Krishna, who is a Yogeshwareswara. So I have chosen a topic which is very much important also. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayetu Sarva Vignopashantaye Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyasravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Ullara Vindayata Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna Rajvalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha Gita Kalpatarum Vande Bhagavata Krishnena Samropitam Vedavyasa Vivartitam Tudisiro Bijam Prabodhankuram Nana Shastra Rahasya Shakham Arati Shanti Pravalankitam Krishnangridvaya Bhakti Pushpa Surabhim Moksha Pradam Gnaninam. Respected people and all audience, I have the great opportunity to, I have chosen the topic when Sanjay Garu has asked me give me a topic, but I suddenly occurred to me that originally aspects covered in the talk by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, and our Sanjay ji has just amended, saying that narrative on the range of topics, on the range of topics covered by Krishna in his speech. So the entire Bhagavad Gita, we are having a survey. The range is a mountain, and all the mountains will not be same. There will be high, low, and all that. So it's a range of topics. It is necessary, a wonderful subject, wonderful idea, ranging. Because Krishna has to deal with Arjuna, whom you know, he's a tough fellow. He's also a Gnani. Arjuna is a Gnani. But Krishna is a Paramagnani. Therefore, now there is a combination of Gnani and Paramagnani, and they are on the scene of action. And there is no time at all to delay or think of or anything like that. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna has to screw up the courage, screw up the confidence, and make him get rid of the sentimental feeling for all of his kith and kin who are on the opposite side. And therefore, Arjuna simply says, throwing out his Gandivam and Vanam, says, I am eclipsed by the fear of getting permanent sin, which makes me to stay permanently in the Narakaloka. Already I am a sinner, I will be extra sinner. So Shashwata Narakaloka Vasa will be there for me if I were to kill all my kith and kin and gurus and all that. That's one thing. And because of that kind of sentiment which bothered him and emotion, he became timid. Klibhatvam and Smriti Nasanam also happened. That is, whatever is Smriti, whatever knowledge, learning, training, etc., which he had, all that became completely dull in him. And also the inner culture, the training and discipline, which he has been promoting all through the time, because he got the kirti as a kiritin. Krishna himself has declared, because whenever he goes to war, every other enemy's kirita is unstable, his kirita only stable. So in Rajasuya Yaga, when he brought so much victory and showed to the kiritas to Krishna, and all, Krishna immediately was excited. Oh, your kirita is stronger and permanent than other kiritas. So he's a kiritin also. So such a disciplined Arjuna in this section at a very critical hour, it's a crisis. It's not simple crisis, it's a war crisis where he has to fight all people, because Krishna is very important in the Mahabharata war, as you know. So he should not have respect or compassion to his uncles, men of principles and all that. And another thing was that bothered him was Varna Sankara, and women go astray, and he will be responsible for a number of drastic changes when he were today, and there will be a lot of distortions in the social cosmic order of the universe. And like that, he went on putting out. So it's what we come across in the Vishada Yoga. The first chapter, one chapter completely dedicated to express what kind of Vishada we experience the moment we look at our kith and kin, when we consider this mundane world is permanent for us, etc. So he was simply disturbed. Vishada is also yoga. Normal Vishada, ups and downs, okay, but when it becomes to the level of yoga, it's a bigger problem. So we should not allow any Vishada to go to yoga level. So Arjuna gone to that. Then you see that Krishna is after all is a Rathachodaka, is a Partha Sarathi, is a driver. And when he found the passenger down with his spirits, and actually he has given the address, take me to the war ground. Before he started from the house, he was so much enthusiastic that he should war. He should punish all that and fulfill all the woes. But when he came to the exact arena, he lost all that. Therefore, Krishna being a mind driver of Arjuna. That we have to see. Not only he is the driver of the chariot of Arjuna, and the chariot has got the reins, has got the horses and 4 horses, and all that. Symbolically imagine that he is the controller of the Indriyas. He is the puller for the reins of the Indriyas, and see that Indriyas do not go after their goals. Indriyartheshu, Indriya Vritti to be curbed. And therefore, Krishna rose up because there is now Krishna is a Hrishikesha and Arjuna is a Gudakesha. So between those two people have gathered, ultimately who wins the race? But actually we see only Hrishikesha can win, because Gudakesha, whose Indriyas, who is under the control of the Indriyas, is Gudakesha Arjuna. And Hrishikesha, who controls the Indriyas. So to say, if you control the mind, you are victor. If mind controls us, we are no more victor, we are surrendering that. Therefore, Krishna knew that this, if not Arjuna, there is nobody who can help the situation, help the crisis. So he became very much stronger and went on telling him, Kuru karma, yogi bhava, yudhyasva, mayi arpita mano buddhihi, mayi nihita saddhavan, and maya nihataha purvameva yete. So these kind of statements, when he went on doing that, I am responsible. Normally, people are not there to take responsibility. But all some responsibility is given, all try to shirk. Moreover, responsibility like that, when a big warrior, when a powerful warrior were to strike there in the critical hour, to mend him, to repair and then put him on the track again and make him work is really great. Therefore, this Krishna, that he just tried to make him remember of his inert powers. For example, he says, Sukshatriya partha labhante yuddham idrusyam. See, this is not an ordinary fight that you are going to have. Only lucky, fortunate Kshatriyas will get a chance to really fight a war like this, and that will be a great credit for you. In fact, Arjuna said, no, I don't want war, I go home. Then he said, what the Maharathas, Atirathas, Jayadrathas standing in front of you on the opposite line, think when you talk like that, when you go like that, no, that is akirtikaram. He says it is not at all nice for you. So he has to speak one chapter consisting of 47 slokas or so, that Vishada Yoga took place, while Krishna has taken 574 slokas, or rather 17 yogas and 17 chapters, to see that slowly, quickly also, entire brain is washed and he remembers his natural quality, that's Swadharma, and that was what he has done. So when Sanjay ji has asked me, I thought, how not? We are always considering Bhagavad Gita bit by bit, topic by topic. But comprehensively, what could be the content of the entire stretch of the Upadesha of Krishna, which convinced Arjuna, a stubborn student, a tough student, to come back and listen to Krishna's words and take that. Because the blowing of the conch is very much important, and that has to be done. So Sanjaya has got narration done in few 47 slokas, and Arjuna has all doubts, all that, and dilemma with regard to dharma and all that in about 84 slokas. So remaining speech is completely by Krishna. Therefore, you can imagine the Krishna's purview and survey of topics that would be relevant for Arjuna at the critical hour, and he has not got also much time left because everybody is waiting like hungry wolves or like the horses which are restless, moving one or the other. Indriyas are the horses, moving one or the other part of the body. So like that, they are all there. So at that critical hour, with great speed of communication, Krishna covered the following aspects plus more aspects to make Arjuna remember his duty. And he also told, Krishna told, if you don't war, you will be a sinner. But if you war, you don't be a sinner. So your duty as a Kshatriya is to fight. So fighting, Chataha Trayate iti Kshatriyaha. Shati is the injury. Shati, injury for the dharma. So when that injury or nasha is expected, you should not tolerate. So you are a ruler. So ruler has all the authority. You are a Raja. And you have got that not Sattva-guna only, Rajoguna. So all Maharajas should have Rajoguna. And therefore accordingly, their nature, their habits, their food, everything will vary for the Kshatriyas. And that's why, for example, the Upanayanam is done for the Kshatriyas only when the boy turns 12 years. While for Brahmin, at 8 years only, Gayatri Upadesha. For Vaisyas, because they are merchant class, they have more time to go. So 16 years. So only till 16 years, they can remain eligible to get the Upanayanam. And like that. So the Kshatriya, Sukshatriya, Krishna has got, Sukshatriya is Arjuna, and to him he has to give the. And now let us just have a look at, you see, in the 18 chapters, here and there, Krishna has touched the disadvantages of the feelings which are natural. In fact, when the creation started by Brahmadeva soon after Pralaya in Bhagavatam, this Brahmadeva could not know what to do, what should be the first in the creation. So when Narayana was in Nidra, he got up, he did penance, he got the power, and he created all negativity, all bad things, all diseases, everything that is detrimental for the life. After creation of that, then suddenly he realized, what is that? I am only doing bad creation. No, I should revive. Again, he performed 1,000 years tapas and then started giving birth for the people, Manavas and all that. So the creation begins. So to say, my point here is that everybody has got no first. Later on, yes, or I consider. That's exactly is that. Because to say no, because of course mind is important. Yad vacha vadati tat karmana karoti. And again, and agnirme vachisritaha vag hrudaye. And some Vedic statements are there. Vang me manasi pratisthita, mano me vachi pratishthitam. So what you speak is your mind. What is your mind is your speech. Like that, Krishna's mind is highly disturbed. And so he went on talking about it. For disturbance, what are the features? Anger, depression, confusion regarding dharma, discrimination, fear, greed, loneliness, envy, and fear of the sin, laziness, losing hope, and practicing forgiveness for no reason, pride, seeking position, and demotivation, uncontrolled mind, avyavasthita buddhi, uncontrolled mind, lust, forgetfulness, and so on. More than 20 points are there. These are all which are there in the human beings, which will make them really unhappy. Because Manusha, there is always Ananda in the person. That's why in the very Gita Anjali Prarthana Sloka, we have noted it is a Kalpataru. Bhagavad Gita or the Upadesha done by Krishna is a Kalpataru. Kalpataru is the celestial tree which will yield the fruit of any desire that we have got. And who has planted that kind of Kalpataru is Krishnena Samropitam. Krishna has planted the plant, namely that kind of Kalpataru, which will be really useful. Because why Krishnopadesa is important for us? There are so many institutions. People spend months and months and years and decades pondering over what Krishna wants to say, what is the relevance of Krishna's teaching for contemporary life. Because only in 2021 we are thinking of Bhagavad Gita. You can imagine earlier, right from the time of Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita has been put for thought. And that particular Gita has been developed and promoted and spread for people by Vedavyasa Maharshi. And what is the root for Gita, Krishna's Upadesha? Because he is a Vedic person, Veda Purusha. Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasarathatmaje Vedaha Prachedasadasi Sakshat Ramayanatmana or Mahabharata. Krishna is a Purna Avatara. He is Manava and Madhava. Therefore, he tried to give all that knowledge which is awakening. Prabodha Ankuram means Prabodha is awareness, awakening. What we have all energies, we have all buddhi in us. That's why Krishna, as our Mrs. Ramaswamy recited points from the second chapter, Buddhi Yoga. That's what is Kankhya Yoga. Because Sarvasya Jantoho Buddhi Asti. Markandeya Maharshi says, any being born upon the land, upon this earth, is born together with the Buddhi. But what has got to be done is that Buddhi has got to be sharpened. That is possible because man is perpendicular to the ground, 90 degrees. So the perpendicularity of the man is possible for the increase of intelligence to any heights. That's why Buddhi becomes a yoga, and a Buddhi has got a Buddhi is called as a that's called as a Sukshma Buddhi and Kusalagra Buddhi they call it. Kusalagra Buddhi means very sharp intelligence. With that sharp intelligence, we can uplift ourselves, at the same time make ourselves perverted and become hopeless. But for that Buddhi only, we have got some Upadesha. That's why we have got actually body, Indriyas, mind, Manas, and Buddhi, and Parabuddhi is Paramatma. So the Paramatma, Krishna, will be operative at all these 4 points. And therefore, and Prabodhankuram. And moreover, how our Buddhi has got to be cultured and educated. Krishna knows the technique. He's a good Acharya. That's why he's Acharyas of Acharya. So an Acharya means he practices and makes people also practice. Inspired. So Nana Shastra Rahasya Shakha. See, Shastra Rahasyas are having different branches. Because Gita Shastra Midam, the very Kalpan tells you that Gita Shastra Midam is a Shastra and Sarvopanishad Saram. All Upanishads is a decoction. Rather to say that every essence of all Upanishads is given to us in a peeled banana manner by Krishna. So you need not even peel the banana. That is, he has done the job. But only thing is we have to catch it up and then munch it. So like that Krishna has done. And what is ultimately Krishna tries to give that Arati Shanti. These are the 2 things which Krishna's speech contains. Arati, because you are only a traveler and your stay upon the land is temporary. And to stay on the land and make all hay, positive and negative, etc., you have got the body. And our body is a city. Purusha means Purisete iti Purushaha. It is a city. Whatever amenities are there in a city, all amenities are in our body. So you have to use the amenities for a positive outlook and positive upliftment. And what you do here, that is only helpful to you forever, because you cannot hold your body as long as you want. The body can remain as long as the body could be, and Atma wants it. because there is that Atma Anugraha and Atma Abhivruddhi, etc. to take place. So that way Shanti is important, that forbearance and all that. And what is that which is making bhakti? Krishna has talked about karma, bhakti and jnana. These are the three main important tenets. He spread the entire teaching because karma is important. Because you cannot remain without doing any karma at all. Nakopi tishtati akarma krutu. So long we are there breathing our life, at least the breathing itself is a karma. Nanu swasan jivati jantuhu labhavanaso. Valmiki says that uchvasa will be taking place. So that breathing, that itself is a kind of karma, and that itself is a matter of gain for us. Therefore, kurvanneva karma. But the karma also, you have to have a lot of vichakshanata in respect of the karma, and therefore he talked much about karma, but later on, after buddhi and karma, he attached jnana for the tag. So jnana karma, and so you should do the karma with no attachment for the fruit. No algebra equation. You have to just do it. Is equal to, no is equal to there. Is just that. And when you do that, because karma phala prada, punya phala prada, that prada is different. That is Paramatma, Krishna, or any Parameswari, they'll only decide what kind of phala we deserve. Karma phaleshu dushtam durgam devigum sharanamaham prapadye. Durga is Krishna and Krishna is Krishna. That is, Durga is executive head and Krishna is also an executor because he makes people to work for that. So, here in this Krishna's purview of talk refers to the importance of buddhi, karma and jnana. And ultimately the karma ends with the idea of atma sayyamana. That is, you have to control your own self by your own self, for your own self, for your own upliftment. No waiting for anybody. Somebody will come and make me do nothing. Karmani akarma, akarmani karma, yaha pasyati saha panditaha. You have to see work in no work and in no work, work. Well, this is a thought-provoking thought idea which Krishna has introduced to us in 4th chapter or so. You cannot remain, oh, I have no work, nothing. You cannot say no work. A work sabda is there. Therefore, here he says that karma attached with the jnanam, and it is a atma sayyamana yoga. And next he goes to the bhakti. After 6 chapters, then he enters into bhakti yoga. And what is bhakti? Absolute devotion. And in that bhakti again, you have not got any actions, total devotion, total faith, and belief, and again thinking that you are not doing that. You are not karta. Naham karta, naham karayita, eshate kama kama yasvaha, manyuk karoti, naham karomi, manyuk karta, naham karta, eshate manyo manyave svaha. Well, these are all some of the Upanishadic statements which are explained by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So those people who want to trace back the statements made by Krishna to Upanishads, we have got all those things. So Krishna was so good that in Bhakti Yoga, when Arjuna asked, because he was having a number of doubts. You see that up to 10 chapters, Arjuna has doubts and doubts and doubts. And he was being vocalist, I should say. And Krishna is so patient enough to clear all the doubts. And moreover, in a very convincing manner. That's what we appreciate in Krishna. Krishna never grows angry. He was just trying to appeal to the conscience, appeal to the nature, original nature, not simply the pseudo nature which he has developed now, false nature. the original nature of Krishna, Arjuna, is being appealed, and that appeal has been done by the word addressals which Krishna has done to Arjuna, saying that Mahabaho. You see that when he calls him as Mahabaho, means he has got all that kind of ability, eligibility, and all such talents are there inside. So in bhakti, you see that Arjuna is a tough student, as we see, and Krishna is also a very wonderful, gracious guru. So he said, show me. You say you are everybody, in you everything is there. To you, in you I had to do all that. You already killed all these people. All this talk you are talking, but how do I believe? Therefore, in 11th chapter, you observe he had no other alternative but show his Vishwarupa Darsana. So in 11th chapter, that is the almost concluding chapter of the Bhakti Yoga, almost. So there he talks about, he shows his Vishwarupa. Then Arjuna was stunned, spellbound. He has no words. He went on, like you know, that 11th chapter. That is to say that the Acharya must be so eligible as to deal with the student in a manner that the student is able to follow him very well and get hold of the teaching and also get to listen to the words by the teacher or Acharya. So you find that kind of Vishwarupa Darsana. And I'm not going to talk all that because there are separately, the chapter-wise chapter discussions have been taking place. You are already fully equipped with the knowledge of chapter-wise, but we have got to go to further and all that. Therefore, I am just going on. And again, in the next Jnana Yoga, that is the Karma, Bhakti and Jnana, he talks about the Jnana. And the Jnana also has got so many divisions. And he talks about, and there are so many, when he talks about Kshetrajna chapter, Kshetra is Sarira, and Kshetrajna is Krishna Paramatma. So you should know the Sarira and also the Kshetrajna, then only you will be able to know it. That's exactly what our Sankaracharya, our Guru Sankara says, that Shastram Shariram Imamsa Devastu Parameshwaraha Acharya Shankaracharya etc. Sambhavantu. So to say there three things are there. One is Sarira, that is what Kshetra. Sarira Mimamsa. Mimamsa is investigation. You should know, doctors know only the body, but philosophers start talking more about the body. So the wisdom, philosopher is philosophy, love for wisdom, love for gnanam, love for understanding. So if you go deeper, then you become a Kshetrajna, because our Sarira, though we have got Ahankara, Avyakta Buddhi, Indriyas and all that, but we have got to know what we are. And therefore, Krishna says that Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam Tattva Gnanartha Darshanam. So how you are able to manage your time, manage your goals, and manage that the dharma is uplifted or good is being established. So you have to study yourself. What is your study? What is the study that you have got to make? That swadharme nidhanam sreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. And he says that, and also if you observe a little of your dharma, then the trayate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Look at the statements. Of course, hundreds of statements are there by Krishna. We cannot, to take support of the line of argument in order to convince a very tough, doubting Arjuna. But all that, when you look at them, then one is supporting to the other. No statement by Krishna is challenged, rather not understood by Arjuna, and we can also try to spend time with the help of the Acharya. See, another thing, See, Shastra Mimamsa, Devastu Parameswara. Deva is important for the Deva Prasada. Dhatu Prasadat Mahimana Nisham. Even Gita also, Krishna always talks about the Dhatu Prasada. The Parameswara Anugraha should be there, that we should be able to properly, relevantly understand the teachings and employ them for our practical life. Because Bhagavad Gita is a practical manual. Vishnu Sahasranama is peace providing substance. While Sanat Sujatiyam, another gem from Mahabharata, is for the Adhyatma Jnana. So we have got Bhagavad Gita and this Vishnu Sahasranama, Shantyarthe Viniyujyate. You declare you are using Vishnu Sahasranama, ultimate peace and happiness and moksha. Because he is a Vaikunta Purushaha Pranaha. And Vishnu is also a Marga. So let's know about this. Jayatva, you get it. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatva. Always you should be aware of yourself, your actions, your thinking, your movement, your goals, and their expectations from you also. Everybody has been here with some expectations, not only of ourselves, also of others. Parents expect something from the children, and children expect something from its parents. And like that, the society also expects the people. Like that, the cosmos, the people outside the cosmos, earth also expect. So like that, there is always that kind of expectation, and that we have got to. And that expectation itself is called a tattvam. That is what. So tattva is the truth. Tat tvam. That tvam you are, that is always undefined. So that's why tat purushaya vidmahe mahadevaya dhimahi tanno rudraha prachodayat. Everywhere we are using the word tat, yatha, tasmat and atha. These are all the Sanskrit pronouns which we use especially in Shastra Granthas. So tat means no, we don't know. So we just leave the option for that Paramatma to decide tat for us. Therefore, tattva jnana artha. So tattva jnana is knowledge. Tattva artha, tattva jnana artha. So when you talk about Lalita Sahasranamam, there you have got Lalita Parameswari picture, who is taken to be as the very embodiment of tattva jnana artha rupini. So Kanta, Kanta Artha Vigraha. So when you look at these names, that we must want one picture, one figure to be able to practically think of and bija. And so these are all there. And moreover, Krishna also tells Arjuna, you are not going to be a sinner. And you are not killing all of them. They are already killed, because Janma and Maranam, they are there. That's why you call this as a Jagat. Ja means Janma, Ga means Gamanam. And Surya Bhagavan is witness. Pasyan Janmani Surya. In Saura Suktam, we give a compliment to Surya Bhagavan that he is not at all disturbed howsoever. Moon is not disturbed howsoever. People are coming and going. But for all of them, Surya Bhagavan is giving light. That is Krishna. So Krishna is giving light to all sorts of people. Young, old, adult, senior, and all these people are having all that. So just like the sky, not getting polluted, nalipyate, Atma inside the body also becomes not at all anointed with any feeling. That's why when people die, second chapter people read, or some other chapter they read Bhagavad Gita to teach, to tell the body, the Atma, that has just left the body, but still wavering in that, because it will take 1 year to completely go away. For first 10 days, they recite all Gita, Garuda Puranam, and all that, because it is a kind of a consolation given for the Atma, which is staying in the Deha for several decades, and therefore the Atma there will be thinking, I want to get back to Deha and go with the world. But there also the Atma has got to be taught, no, You have enough enjoyed the body, you go away. Dehe atmana na lityate. So Ajnana is absent. Ajnana gives you Adhyatma Jnana absence and Tattva Jnana, but you should try to get rid of the Ajnana. And again he says that Krishna, Aham Bija Prataha Pita, I am your father, I am your protector. That's why, because Krishna is there with Arjuna, no astra or no shastra hurt Arjuna howsoever in the entire time of the Mahabharata war. And when once Arjuna and Krishna got out of the chariot, you know that the entire chariot got burnt instantaneously. Wondering, Arjuna wondered. He asked, not Krishna, Anjaneya. He asked, what's the matter? You and I and Krishna out, but the chariot got burned. Then Anjaneya told, don't, this is secret. As long as Krishna Bhagavan is before you, Paramatma is leading you, Agne Naya Supatha Raye. Then Paramatma is leading you, no, he's a shark observer. So nothing can hurt you. That's why all the time, all the Astra-Shastras became indolent because of Krishna. And when Krishna came, a poison cannot remain unworking because poison always that Visham cannot remain like that. Even it has made the neck of Shiva blue. Shiva is also not accepted by poison. That's why it is like that. Therefore, he says, I am a Pita. In fact, Krishna gave the assurance that I am there. Krishna Sahaya. But you think of the Duryodhana on the other hand as a part of contrast. See, Duryodhana is Ajnani. Just the opposite to Arjuna at the time of war. Duryodhana came hurriedly to Dronacharya in the first chapter, you find. He went to his commander-in-chief and told him, no, here we have got all these great chieftains on the side of Pandavas, and he just introduced them, and he told also about his people, and then he had so much confidence that Madarthe Tyakta Jivitaha, don't worry, all these 11 Akshohini soldiers are ready to leave their pranam for the sake of me. That is the confidence. He had not got any sentiment, ayo, all these people are dying for sake of me. No sentiment like that. No relationship. No, but what he wanted his throne to be permanent, like his father. His father's name is Dhrutarashtra. Dhrudam Rashtam Dharayati Yaha Saha Dhruta. So Rashtam is the Samhasanam. So he wants to hold his Simhasanam at any cost, whether his brother dies or his brother's children suffer, etc., etc. But I want my rulership. So that is the temperament on the other side. The temperament on the other side. Now the war, the Mahabharata war is that which is having the two opposites coming into view, but which wins where there is a Daiva Prasada, where Krishna is there. That's why the Sanjaya was so much convinced, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanuddharaha, Tatra Srihi Vijaya Bhuti, Iti Dhruvani, Iti Matir Mama. So Krishna, this Sanjaya makes a wonderful statement that when there is a good director, good Upadesha Karta like Krishna, and there is a sincere worker like Arjuna, then the victory and sampadas, everything will be bhuta. That's why vibhuti, bhuti, aishwaryam and jaya, everything will be there. Same is the case with Mahabharata, with Ramayana also. In Ramayana, Aditya Hridayam is there. In Aditya Hridayam, that Guru Agastya comes, Rama is a wonderful Shishya, and Rama was simply Yuddha Parishranta, and Agastya says, Rama Rama Mahabaho, Aditya Hridayam Punyam. So Punyam Aditya Hridayam he gave Upadesha, Rasmimantam Samudyantam, and ultimately Rama observed it, and he took the bow back like Arjuna here, and then when seeing the enemy ready, so you have got a lot of contrast to be made between Rama as a fighter, though he lost hopes in the war, and Guru, Agastya. Not only Agastya came alone, but he came Daivataishta Samagamya. All powers have joined Guru. when Guru is more and more stronger, when all powers have joined, there Rama is able to get rid of the Ravana and all that. Here also, when Krishna was there with Arjuna, and moreover, Naranarayana Avatara is a very important thing. They are just born in order to see that Karna is done, because Karna is a Rakshasa, Sahasra Kavacha by name earlier in Janma. Only one Kavacha was remaining in Karna, and he has to be completely annihilated. Therefore, Naranarayana, so Krishna and Arjuna took a private time to see that Karna is cornered and Karna is done. So like that, there are so many important things. And moreover, Krishna talks about many points. Purushottama Yoga. Purushottama is the Purushottama Yoga. One has to become Uttama Purusha. All are Purushas only, but because of the Vedantic knowledge, because of the Satsanga with a true Guru, we have to become Uttama Purushas, and for that we have got Daiva Sampat, Asura Sampat, and he has given a wonderful demarcation of these things. And therefore, Bhagavad Gita cannot be taken, read at any time at all. That's why Gita, Sugita Kartavya, Himanyaihi Shastra Vistaraihi. So what is the talk of other Shastras? Then you just keep on. Gita Lavanika Pita. Ganga Jala Lavanika Pita. Ganga Jala drop and Gita Lavana drop. That is the comparison, because Krishna has not left any topic uncovered which is relevant for the crisis hour. See, when we lost all things at that time, we have to be given fillip, because dukkha is a normal thing, natural thing. It is not, it is to be undergone by any and everybody. That's why Shankara said, Janma dukkham, Jara dukkham, Yad dukkham, dukkham evacha, tasmad jagrata jagrata. Look at it, Janma dukkham, Jara dukkham, Yad dukkham, dukkham. You cannot repair dukkham at all. The more and more you brood over, you become more and more hopeless. Therefore, you have to put the end for your dukkham. Who will put it? Acharya will make you to put it. Because we are not able to help ourselves, then a Guru Upadesha, Krishna Upadesha will be good enough for that. Because we have always the fear lurking, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Of all the 6 enemies inside us, if we give up the Matsarya, peace comes up. Fear and peace. Between the two, you have to drop the fear, then peace automatically comes in. You need not work for that. Something like Krishna telling, Indriyaha indriyartheshu pravartante. When you open your eye, you need not do anything for your eye. It starts seeing it. When you open your ears, automatically the sound gets inside. So indriyartheshu, you need not work anything. But you have got to work, only you have to divert the indriyarthas and see that some noble things are being introduced to you. Therefore, you have to be gunatita. The gunatita, I can stop in
Prabhakarji, I'm sorry, in the interest of time, I think we'll have to wrap up very soon so that we have time for a few Q&A as well,
Yeah, just I'm coming to it. I'm aware of time. So I just wanted to tell these 2 things, that one has this Sthita Pragnatva and Gunatitatva. These are the 2 important concepts which Krishna instituted in the mind of that. That is, the Gunatitatva means we have got always tortured by the Sattva, Rajo, Gunas in their percentage. And that percentage we have to normalize. Similarly, we have got that feelings, Sukha, Dukkha and all that. So Sita, Ushna, the duality we have got to cross over. Then that is possible. Then again the question comes up, one more. Arjuna is always doubts. He says, how can I control? He says that Abhyasena kaunteya tatha vairagyena. So Abhyasa, practice, repetition, and Vairagya, the Tyaga. So Krishna has taken a lot of time to explain many concepts and precepts and all that. Therefore, so ultimately what I want to conclude that you be aware that Krishnopadesa covers many aspects which are really problematic for the human beings, which will make them lose their hope, worry very much, ultimately get buried in them. So Krishna wants that nobody should get buried in their worries, but they should stop worry, start working. And that is the Swabhava, and then Krishna is happy with that. So Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, Sri Veda Purusha Sirvadostu, Om Tat Sadu. Thank you very much to all of you to have given ear for my thinking. Probably you also share these ideas, get a kind of new enthusiasm that we are not hopeless people, always subjected to dukkham, but we are very lucky people to have had wonderful opportunities, good gurus, good Vedanta, good all that. So let us enjoy and see that most of us are senior citizens. Thereby, senior citizens are more responsible to shape themselves better. Hope that no attachments more and more to the world, to the family, to the grandchildren. Think that you are Satchidananda Swarupa, Sat, Chit, Ananda, and that we have to realize. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhakar. That was so good. And, I think I gave you a really lofty task of, a very broad canvas. And you have painted a great panoramic view of what Gita imparts, and a real comprehensive view. It's a difficult feat, and you have done it very well, as always. I would like to, I would like you to now take the role of Parthasarathi for the Arjuns amongst us.